Great. Hello world, Podler team back at it again during our Sunday sessions. Here we are tracking the mojo phenomenon, the human qualia phenomenon, specifically the physiological cues that a person gives off because of their innate energetic preferences, and then the methodology for reading those cues to make sense of them. All right, today we'll be doing a tour of the Bai male. It is one of the last of the large collections that we have. So in a few weeks, we'll probably be starting into the quizzing. Okay, introductions, and we'll jump to it. I am Nai Ji Coach.
Shiny Shanley.
And Nai Ji Ben.
All right. All right, so I'll start off with Bai Dan Abrams. And the first thing that jumps out to me is the eyes. The eyes have a lot of energy to them, but as compared to, say, a gather mojo, the intensity is one that is piercing. So it draws you to it. It's not so much it pulls you in, but more that it's pushing out to the audience. And it has a pinched or concerned sort of artistic quality to it.
Baiji Mike Adams. The thing noting here with him is he's using Ji in both pictures. That's the aware emotive expression, and it's going up, traveling up above the midline of his face and into his cheeks. And you can see that in both pictures, particularly on the one on the left where he has a larger smile. But you see on both the pictures, and you'll see that throughout the Baiji samples, that even when they're smiling big, a lot of aware, charismatic, emotive expression, that doesn't color their eyes. Their eyes are not impacted by that caring expression and continue their consistent signal of that's piercing with a concerned and hunter quality.
On point.
On point. Yeah.
This is Baiji Sheldon Gary Adelson. You can see he has a little bit of a heavier face, or fuller face, but despite that, you can still see that he's subjective. The eyes, they look rather piercing, more penetrating than you would see with, say, an objective mojo, whether that be a pilot or a gather. And the eyes have a hooded quality.
Good. Yeah, I'll just add to that because he would be a trick. For example, the media rating system, he would be a harder one. He'd be like a C or a D, and that's because he is heavier. But one thing you can kind of look for, as advanced readers, is that center area, that center, eyes, nose, mouth area is still actually rather narrow. And also notice the fullness of his face. The fullness has more flesh, as compared to, say, a pilot or a gatherer. It's more like bone or firm flesh. Here, it's sort of like empty space or soft flesh. And so it's bigger, but it doesn't actually have that actual structural bigness of an objective. Cool. Baiji Trace Atkins.
Baiji Mahmoud Ahmadinejad.
Baiji male.
Baiji Mustafa Akio.
Baiji Amaz Muaz Al-Khatib.
Baiji male.
Baiji Mitch Albom.
Baiji Rico Albrecht.
Could you just a little trouble hearing myself?
Baiji male.
Baiji Eddie Alderson.
Baiji Grant Alexander.
Baiji male.
Baiji John Alessio.
Baiji Marcio Alexandre.
Baiji male.
Now that's a modifier right there. Nothing against him, but that kind of thing can make it more challenging. He also has very sheer cheeks. Vaji Gary Allen.
Vaji Keegan Allen.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jonathan Alter.
Vaji Waleed Ali.
Vaji Wali Amos. Amos.
Vaji Kurt Anderson.
Vaji Bill Anderson.
Vaji male.
Vaji Lamberto Andreotti.
Vaji Jim Angle.
Vaji male.
Vaji Kofi Annan.
Vaji Shinya Aoki.
Vaji male.
Vaji Guillermo Ardino.
Vaji Jean-Bertrand Aristide.
Vaji male.
Vaji Peter Arnett.
Vaji Brian Arnold.
Vaji male.
Vaji Lyndon Ashby.
A lot of authors, politicians,
What is
and
this?
soap opera actors. American Ninja Warriors too,
A
right?
little bit there, yeah.
Vaji Lyndon Ashby.
Vaji male.
Vaji Reza Aslan.
Vaji David Asman.
Vaji male.
Journalist also.
Vaji Robert Atkins. Doctors too.
Vaji Peter Atia.
Vaji male.
Vaji Marcus Aurelio.
Vaji John Avalon.
Vaji male.
Vaji Luciano Azevedo.
Vaji Nicholas Backstrom.
Vaji male.
Vaji C.R. Bahadurzada.
Vaji Matt Bide.
Vaji male.
Vaji Russell Baker.
Vaji Jim Baker.
Vaji male.
Vaji David Baldacci.
Vaji Andrew Baldwin.
Vaji male.
Vaji Richard Bandler.
Vaji Din Backett.
Vaji male.
Vaji Bobby Bear.
Vaji Bob Barker.
Vaji male.
Vaji Andy Barr.
Vaji George S. Barrett.
Vaji male.
Vaji Francimar Barroso.
Vaji Greg Bates.
Vaji male.
Vaji Gary Beadle.
Vaji Gads Beadle.
Vaji male.
Vaji Johnny Bedford.
Vaji Brandon Beamer.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ralph Beglater.
Vaji Michael Bayou.
Vaji Raimundo Beltran.
Was that?
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad, I jumped in.
You're good.
Vaji Dan Benishek.
Vaji male.
Vaji Lance Benoist.
Vaji Graham Bensinger.
Vaji male.
Vaji A. Scott Bird.
Vaji Paul Berg.
Vaji male.
Vaji Tom Begaron. Bergeron.
Baiji Peter Bergman.
Baiji male.
Baiji Nate Burkus.
Baiji John Berman.
Baiji male.
Baiji Chris Bernot.
Baiji Blake Barris.
Baiji male.
Baiji Steve Bashir.
Baiji Wilson Bethel.
Baiji male.
Baiji David Bezmazgis.
Baiji Charles Bierbauer.
Baiji male.
Baiji Tom Bilyeu.
Baiji Osama bin Laden.
Baiji male.
Baiji Larry Burkhead.
Baiji Conrad Black.
Baiji male.
Tony Blair.
Baiji Frank Blake.
Baiji male.
Baiji Bill Boggs.
Baiji Robert Boak.
Baiji male.
Baiji Prince Lorenzo Borghese.
Baiji Jason Box.
Baiji male.
Baiji Paul Brandt.
Baiji Lee Bryce.
Baiji male.
Baiji Henry Briones.
Baiji Jeff Britton.
Baiji male.
Baiji Tom Brokaw.
Baiji Darren Brooks.
Baiji male.
Baiji John Brotherton.
Baiji Billy Browder.
Baiji male.
Baiji Jeffrey Brown.
Baiji Matt Brown.
Baiji male.
Baiji Tyler Brule.
Baiji Frank Mooney.
Baiji male.
Baiji John A. Bryant.
Baiji Scott Bryce.
Baiji male.
Baiji Brandon Buddy.
Baiji Mahamud Buhari.
Baiji male.
Baiji Lorenzo Cachialanza.
Baiji Chris Cagle.
Baiji Herman Kane.
Baiji Carl Cameron.
Baiji David Cameron.
Baiji male.
Baiji Jeff Campanella.
Baiji Christian Campbell.
Baiji male.
Baiji Glenn Campbell.
Baiji Harold Camping.
Baiji male.
Baiji Joffrey Canada.
Baiji David Cannery.
Baiji male.
Baiji Phil Carey.
Baiji Chris Carriasso.
Baiji male.
Baiji Tucker Carlson.
Baiji Dale Carnegie.
Baiji male.
Baiji Mark Carney.
Baiji Robert Harrow.
Baiji male.
Baiji Jose Carreras.
Baiji Ben Carson.
Baiji male.
Baiji Nick Carter.
Baiji Johnny Case.
Baiji male.
Vaji David Cassidy.
Vaji Sean Cassidy.
Vaji male.
Vaji Dick Cabot.
Vaji Dorian Cedars.
Vaji male.
Vaji John T. Chambers.
Vaji Francis Chan.
Vaji male.
Vaji Otis Chandler.
Vaji Rajiv Chandra Sakara.
Vaji male.
Vaji Gary D. Chapman.
Vaji Nick Charles.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jonathan Cheban.
Vaji Dirk Cheatwood.
Vaji male.
Vaji Kenny Chesney.
Vaji Max Chuning.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jacques Chirac.
Vaji David Chisholm.
Vaji male.
Vaji Anish Chopra.
Vaji Hayden Christensen.
Vaji male.
Vaji Brian Christie.
Vaji Aaron C. Chinover.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jim Clancy.
Vaji Tom Clancy. Good.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jordan Clark.
Vaji Brett Claywell.
Vaji male.
Vaji Randy Cohen.
Vaji Nate Cohen.
Vaji male.
Vaji Evan Alex Cole.
Vaji Norm Coleman.
Vaji male.
Vaji Alan Combs.
Vaji Ray Combs.
Vaji Ray Comfort.
Vaji Douglas R. Connett.
Vaji Chip Conley.
Vaji male.
Vaji Bert Convey.
Vaji Jason Cook.
Vaji male.
Vaji Anderson Cooper. Boom.
Boom.
Vaji Chris Cope.
Vaji male.
Vaji Lauren Cordain.
Vaji Don Cornelius.
Vaji male.
Vaji Stephen R. Covey.
Vaji Andrew Point.
Vaji male.
Vaji Charlie Christ.
Vaji Justin Cronin.
Vaji male.
Vaji Bill Cullen.
Vaji Jeff Curry.
Vaji male.
Vaji Alphonse D'Amato.
Vaji Louis G. D'Ambrosio.
Vaji male.
Vaji Michael Damian.
Vaji Rodrigo Dom.
Vaji male.
Vaji Charlie Daniels.
Vaji Ron Danzy.
Vaji male.
Vaji Lane Davies.
Vaji Michael Davis.
Vaji male.
Vaji Clive Davis.
Vaji Evan Davis.
Vaji male.
Vaji Douglas Silva de Andrade.
Vaji Mike De La Torre.
Vaji male.
Vaji Evelyn de Rothschild.
Vaji Andy D.
Vaji male.
Vaji Justin Diaz.
Vaji Tom Beckman.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Frankie Dell.
Vaji John Delos Reyes.
Via Gmail.
Vaji William Dembski.
Vaji Jim Demint.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Nick Denton.
Vaji Jack Durgas.
Via Gmail.
Vaji William DeVry.
Vaji Elio Di Rupo.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Scott Disick.
Vaji Russell Doan.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Timothy Cardinal Dolan.
Vaji Bob Dole.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Sam Donaldson.
Vaji Evo Dick Donato.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Cody Donovan.
Vaji Steve Ducey.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Ryan Dorsey.
Vaji Rafael dos Anjos.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Jerry Douglas.
Vaji Hugh Downs.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Drew Dreschel.
Vaji David Dreyer.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Drew Drogue.
Vaji Chad Duell.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Josh Duhan.
Vaji David Duke.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Brian Dunning.
Vaji James Duval.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Mark Adiba.
Vaji Johnny Eduardo.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Timothy Elliott.
Vaji Joseph Ellis.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Harry Enton.
Vaji David Epstein.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Christopher Robert Escobar.
Vaji Pepe Escobar.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Mark D. Espinoza.
Vaji Caldwell Esselstein.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Jeffrey M. Entiger.
Vaji Rick Falkbank.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Jerry Falwell.
Vaji Peter Fankhausen.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Kevin Federline.
Vaji Bruce Filer.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Randy Benoli.
Vaji Dylan Fergus.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Neal Ferguson.
Vaji Tony Ferguson.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Drew Fickett.
Vaji Edwin Figueroa.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Howard Bindman.
Vaji Adrian Finnegan.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Raymond Flynn.
Vaji Rick Ballbaum.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Rob Font.
Vaji James Ford.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Stephen Ford.
Vaji Jussier Formiga.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Bill Foster.
Vaji David Foster.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Justin Fox.
Vaji Gary Franchione.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Don Franklin.
Vaji Fabrizio Freda.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jonathan Frid.
Vaji Tom Frieden.
Vaji male.
Vaji Kinky Friedman.
Vaji David Frost.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ed Fry.
Vaji Carlos Fuentes.
Vaji male.
Vaji Stephen Fulop.
Vaji Dominic Formosa.
Vaji male.
It's your turn, Ben.
Oh yeah, it cut out for me, and then I came back and then I said it, but I think
It was still cut off.
that
Gotcha.
yeah, it's still
Okay,
yeah.
no worries.
Vaji male. Oh yeah, there.
Let's go. Vaji Robert Furchgott.
Vaji Griffith Furlong.
Vaji male.
Vaji Peter W. Galbraith.
Vaji David Gallagher.
Vaji male.
Vaji John Garamendi.
Vaji Eric Garcetti.
Vaji male.
Vaji Corey Gardner.
Vaji Drew Garrett.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jeffrey Garton.
Vaji Brian Gaskell.
Vaji male.
Vaji Atul Gawande.
Vaji Tony Gentlepour.
Vaji male.
Vaji Max George.
Vaji Randy Gerber.
Vaji male.
Vaji John Grzima.
Vaji Dan Giesler.
Vaji male.
Vaji Frank Gifford.
Vaji Cam Giggenden.
Vaji male.
Vaji Martin Gillens.
Vaji Carl Givalama.
Vaji male.
Vaji Louis B. Gummert, Jr.
Vaji Ricky Paul Golden.
Vaji male.
Vaji Len Goodman.
Vaji Shep Gordon.
Vaji male.
Vaji James P. Gorman.
Vaji Tim Gorman.
Vaji male.
Vaji Donald E. Graham.
Vaji Gordon Graham.
Vaji Lindsey Graham.
Vaji Greg Grandin.
Vaji Davy Grant.
Vaji male.
Vaji Garrett Graves.
Vaji Tom Graves.
Vaji male.
Vaji John Gray.
Vaji Brian Austin Green.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ben Greenfield.
Vaji Andy Greenwald.
Vaji male.
Vaji Adam Gregory.
Vaji David Gregory.
Vaji male.
Vaji Simon Gregson.
Vaji Matt Bryce.
Vaji male.
Vaji Phil Griffin.
Vaji Merv Griffith.
Vaji male.
Vaji Vinny Guadagnino.
Vaji Ning Guang Yu.
Vaji male.
Vaji Robert Guerrero.
Vaji Roger Gilliman.
Vaji male.
Vaji Bryant Gumbel.
Vaji Sanjay Gupta.
Vaji male.
Vaji Muhammad Hadid.
Vaji Merle Haggard.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jonathan Haid.
Vaji Stanley Hainsworth.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ron Hale.
Vaji Elliot Paul.
Vaji male.
Vaji Peter Hamby.
Vaji Paul Ham.
Vaji male.
Vaji Van Hansis.
Vaji Mark Hefka.
Vaji male.
Vaji Dan Harris.
Vaji Sam Harris.
Vaji Prince Harry.
Vaji Gary Hart.
Vaji Tom Hartman.
Vaji male.
Vaji Adrian Hasler.
Vaji Don Hastings.
Vaji male.
Vaji John Hathaway.
Vaji Harold Howson.
Vaji male.
Vaji Chesney Hawks.
Vaji Bill Hayes.
Vaji Chris Hayes. Oh, sorry. The way you said that made me think, my bad.
Vaji Hunter Hayes.
Vaji male.
Vaji Rick Hurst.
Vaji Art Heerden.
Vaji male.
You know, music where they had a thing where you have like two notes, one's like a high and a low, and it's considered to give like a opening and a closing, like da 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 da. When Jilene said the last one, she said it so magically, like da 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 da, and then the next person's last name was the same as that person's last name. I always felt like a compulsion, man. Like I had to respond back to her call. She's like, so and so Bob, so and so Bob. We're in tune. All right, so
Yeah.
That's cool. It's yours.
Vaji Henry Heimlich. Oh, that's a boom for sure.
That's a boom. Yep. Very useful. Vaji Hariel Helwani.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ellis Hennecan.
Vaji Ed Henry.
Vaji male.
Vaji Jeb Henserling.
Vaji John Hensley.
Vaji male.
Vaji Robert Herjavec.
Vaji Ken Herman.
Vaji male.
Vaji Anthony Herrera.
Vaji Dudley Hersbach.
Vaji male.
Vaji Chris Husler.
Vaji Hugh Hewitt.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ben Higgins.
Vaji Brian Higgins.
Vaji male.
Vaji French Hill.
Vaji Lawrence Hill.
Vaji male.
Vaji George Hitchings.
Vaji Matt Hobart.
Vaji male.
Vaji Roald Hoffman.
Vaji Ben Hochstein.
Yeah, there's kind of a rhythm to it. Like I kind of feel like in music,
Yeah.
I mean, you have like a line or like God, I don't remember what it's called, but you have like a string of notes, and then another string of notes follows the same general pattern. So it kind of feels like that. Like each time we go around, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this? Is this Ben?
Oh, I think it's mine. Vaji male.
Vaji Chris Holdsworth.
IG Ryan Holiday.
By Gmail.
IG Kurt Holoball.
IG Patty Holloman.
By Gmail.
IG Mark Hominick.
IG Neil Ward.
By Gmail.
IG Eric James Horvat Markovic.
IG H Robert Horvitz.
By Gmail.
Did it cut off for you, Ben?
Yeah, I think so. By Gmail.
Yeah. Preaching about apocalypse.
By Derek Ho.
IG Roger Howard.
By Gmail.
IG Shane Howell.
IG Scott Hoyne.
By Gmail.
IG Mike Huckabee.
IG Oliver Hudson.
By Gmail.
IG John Huntsman.
IG Robert Hurt.
By Gmail.
IG Brody Hutzler.
IG Mark Hyman.
By Gmail.
IG Louis Ignaro.
IG Thomas Hendrick Ills.
By Gmail.
IG Jack Ingram.
IG Jimmy Giovanni.
By Gmail.
IG Tom Irwin.
IG Walter Isaacson.
By Gmail.
IG Michael Isikoff.
IG Walid Ismail.
By Gmail.
IG Alan Jackson.
IG Damon Jackson.
By Gmail.
IG Anshu Jain.
IG Brighton James.
By Gmail.
IG Robert Jeffers.
IG Peter Jennings.
By Gmail.
IG Makiej Jutushko.
IG Bobby Jindal.
By Gmail.
IG Demarcus Johnson.
IG Jamie Johnson.
By Gmail.
IG Cajun Johnson.
IG Ron Johnson.
By Gmail.
IG Alan Joins.
IG Dante Jones.
By Gmail.
IG Miles Jury.
IG Dr. Donald K. Lynn.
By Gmail.
IG Paul Kagami.
IG Jaden King.
By Gmail.
IG Marvin Kalb.
IG Stephen A. Kandarian.
By Gmail.
IG Kyung Ho Kang.
IG John Carr.
By Gmail.
IG Tetsuya Kawajiri.
IG Thurston K.
By Gmail.
IG Bill Keating.
IG Aaron Kelly.
By Gmail.
IG Paul Kelly.
IG John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. By Gmail.
IG Robert Kennedy.
IG Ted Kennedy.
By Gmail.
IG John F. Kennedy. Jr.
IG Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
By Gmail.
This guy looks very familiar. think I've seen him before.
It's,
I think there's a, he's already on the list.
maybe.
Yeah.
Vaji Phil Kogan.
Vaji Brian Kerwin.
Vaji male.
Vaji Riz Khan.
Vaji Matt Kitty.
Vaji male.
Vaji Brian Kilmeade.
Vaji Michael Kimmel.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ted K.
Vaji Joel Kimmel.
Vaji male.
Vaji Robert Kiyosaki.
Vaji Ezra Klein.
Vaji male.
Vaji William R. Kless.
Vaji Jonathan Knight.
Vaji male.
Vaji Morton Kondracki.
Vaji Ted Koppel.
Vaji male.
Vaji Roger Kornberg.
Vaji Nick Kosovich.
Vaji male.
Vaji James Kuz.
Vaji Fran Krantz.
Vaji male.
Vaji Pascal Kraus.
Vaji Phil Crystal.
Vaji male.
Vaji Sir Harold Croto.
Vaji Fred Krupp.
Vaji male.
Vaji Anton Kubanen.
Vaji Ryan LeClaire.
Vaji male.
Vaji Mark Lamora.
Vaji Jim Lang.
Vaji male.
Vaji Wayne Lapierre.
Vaji Abby Lazarov.
Vaji male.
Vaji Lawrence Lau.
Vaji Matt Lauer.
Vaji male.
Vaji Christopher Lawford.
Vaji Yuri Lang.
Vaji male.
Vaji Christian Jules LeBlanc.
Vaji Matthew Letterman.
Vaji male.
Vaji Vaughn Lee.
Vaji Jim Lara.
Vaji male.
Vaji Marcus Lamas.
Vaji Nick Lent.
Vaji male.
Vaji Terry Lester.
Vaji Aaron Libby.
Vaji male.
Vaji Gary LeBox.
Vaji John Lewis.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ralph Lincoln.
Vaji Josh Lineker.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ryan Lizza.
Vaji Kurt Loader.
Vaji male.
Vaji Nigel Lithgow.
Vaji Alan G. McDermott.
Vaji male.
Vaji Ray McDonald.
Vaji Neil McGregor.
Vaji male.
Vaji Stephen Mott.
Vaji Harvey McKay.
Vaji male.
Vaji Islam Makachev.
Vaji Ben Makouch.
Vaji male.
Vaji Larkin Malloy.
Vaji Kane Monera.
Vaji male.
Vaji Tom Marino.
Vaji Ronnie Marmo.
Vaji male.
Vaji Andrew Marr.
Vaji Nigel Marsh.
Vaji male.
Vaji James Marshall.
Vaji Dr. James Martin.
By Gmail.
Vaji Rudolph Martin.
Vaji Wink Martindale.
By Gmail.
Vaji Eric Martzoff.
Vaji Scott Massa.
By Gmail.
Vaji Robert Massey.
Vaji Ben Masters.
By Gmail.
Vaji Cameron Matheson.
Vaji Chris Matthews.
By Gmail.
Vaji Adam Mayfield.
Vaji Alec Meso.
By Gmail.
Vaji Terry McAuliffe.
Vaji John Lipka.
By Gmail.
Vaji David McCullough.
Vaji Lyle McDonald.
By Gmail.
Vaji Richie McDonald.
Vaji John A. McDougall.
By Gmail.
Vaji James McGrath.
Vaji Jim McCreevy.
By Connor McGregor.
Boom.
Boom.
Vaji J. McGinnis.
Vaji John McGuire.
By Gmail.
Vaji Joy McIntyre.
Vaji Mark McKinney.
By Gmail.
Vaji Anthony McPartland.
Vaji James McPherson.
By Gmail.
Vaji Tim Means.
Vaji Yassi Medeiros.
By Gmail.
Vaji Frank Madrano.
Vaji Patrick Meehan.
By Gmail.
Vaji Ari Melber.
Vaji Ron Melendez.
By Gmail.
Vaji Brad Meltzer.
Vaji Tony Meredith.
By Gmail.
Vaji Al Michaels.
Vaji Dana Milbank.
By Gmail.
Vaji Jeremy Miller.
Vaji Roger Miller.
By Gmail.
Vaji Chad Merkin.
Vaji Rohinson Mystery.
By Gmail.
Vaji Luke Mitchell.
Vaji Paul Mitchell.
By Gmail.
Vaji Mario Molina.
Vaji Peter Molyneux.
By Gmail.
Vaji Leslie Moonves.
Vaji Jimmy Moore.
By Gmail.
Vaji Kip Moore.
Vaji Patrick Moore.
By Gmail.
Vaji Joe Moravsky.
Vaji Jim Moret.
By Piers Morgan.
Vaji Clayton Morris.
Vaji Father Jonathan Morris.
By Gmail.
Vaji Fab Morvan.
Vaji Bill Moyers.
By Gmail.
Vaji Senthil Mulanathan.
Bert Murdoch.
By Gmail.
Vaji Charles Murray.
Vaji Douglas Murray.
By Gmail.
Vaji Zakir Naik.
Vaji Jim Nance.
By Gmail.
Vaji Richard Neal.
Vaji Joss Meir.
By Gmail.
Vaji Dan Newhouse.
Vaji Robert Newman.
By Gmail.
Vaji Richard Dixon.
Vaji Tim Noakes.
By Gmail.
Vaji John Norris.
Vaji Sage Northcutt.
By Gmail.
Baji Robert Novak.
Baji Pat O'Brien.
Baji male.
Baji Lawrence O'Donnell.
Baji Paul O'Grady.
Baji James O'Keefe.
Baji Martin O'Malley.
Baji Seamus O'Regan.
Baji Bill O'Reilly.
Infamous Boom.
Yeah.
Baji Beto O'Rourke.
Baji PJ O'Rourke.
Baji male.
Baji Keith Oberman.
Baji Alex Oliveira.
Baji male.
Baji Pete Olson.
Baji Michael Warren.
Baji male.
Baji Charles Osgood.
Baji Donald Osma.
Baji male.
Baji Wayne Osmond.
Baji Butch Otter.
Baji male.
Baji Randy Owen.
Baji Mehmet Oz.
Baji male.
Baji Steve Pagan.
Baji Brad Paisley.
Baji David Packman.
Baji Don Pardo.
Baji Michael Park.
Baji male.
Baji Michael Parkinson.
Baji Cal Patel.
Baji male.
Baji Jim Pattison.
Baji Dylan Patton.
Baji male.
Baji Jeremy Paxman.
Baji Liam Payne.
Baji male.
Baji Austin Peck.
Baji Frank Pellegrino.
Baji male.
Baji Scott Pelly.
Baji Mike Pence.
Baji male.
Baji Nick Penner.
Baji David Perdue.
Baji male.
Baji Frankie Perez.
Baji Ed Perlmutter.
Baji male.
Baji Reed Perry.
Baji Rick Perry.
Baji male.
Baji Wiley Peterson.
Baji Jordan Peterson.
Baji male.
Baji Jim Pinkerton.
Baji Dr. Drew Pinsky.
Baji male.
Baji George Plimpton.
Baji Dustin Poirier.
Baji male.
Baji Alexander Polinsky.
Baji Bruce Palukin.
Baji male.
Baji Santiago Panzendibo.
Baji Pope Benedict.
Baji Pope Francis.
Baji Pope John Paul.
Baji Tony Porter.
Baji male.
Baji Spencer Pratt.
Baji Tom Price.
Baji Prince Charles.
Baji Prince Philip.
Baji Prince William.
We all got a prince. Yay!
Baji male.
Baji Nathan Purdy.
Baji Mike Pyle.
Baji male.
Baji Dan Quayle.
Baji Richard Quest.
Baji male.
Baji Ron Rains.
Baji Dominic Rain.
Baji male.
Baji Eddie Ramos.
Baji George Ramos.
Baji male.
Baji Dan Rather.
Baji Dylan Radigan.
Baji male.
Baji Donald Reagan. I'm sorry, Ronald Reagan.
That's it.
Baji Ron Reagan Jr.
By Gmail.
Baji Ralph Reed.
Baji Brooks Reed.
By Gmail.
Baji Aaron Ref.
Baji Mark Regev.
By Gmail.
Baji Rick Reichmuth.
Baji David Runyon.
By Gmail.
Baji Thomas Rhett.
Baji John Rich.
By Gmail.
Baji Rob Riches.
Baji Pete Ricketts.
By Gmail.
Baji Brandon Rios.
Baji Francisco Rivera.
By Gmail.
Baji Oral Roberts.
Baji Nick Robertson.
By Gmail.
Baji Bumper Robinson.
Baji Sebastian Roche.
By Gmail.
Baji Al Roker.
Baji Robert Walden.
Baji Mitt Romney.
Baji Andy Rooney.
Baji Zhou Dong.
Baji Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Baji Brian Rose.
Baji Charlie Rose.
By Gmail.
Baji J.P. Rosenbaum.
Baji Peter J. Roscoe.
By Gmail.
Baji George Ross.
Baji Philip Roth.
By Gmail.
Baji Mike Rounds.
Baji Jed Rubenfeld.
By Gmail.
Baji Mark Rubio.
Baji Paul Rudnick.
By Gmail.
Baji Bobby L. Rush.
Baji Bobby Rydell.
By Gmail.
Baji Pete Sands.
Baji Morley Safra.
By Gmail.
Baji Rehan Salam.
Baji Michael Solid.
By Gmail.
Baji Josh Sampo.
Baji Rick Sanchez. They look like two different people, just putting it up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Have different ethnicities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've got their own one extensions. Got it.
Oh, is it
It's here.
my turn? Okay, cool. By Gmail.
Baji David E. Sanger.
Baji Rick Santorum.
By Gmail.
Baji John Sarbanes.
Baji Paul Sarbanes.
By Gmail.
Baji Martin Savage.
Baji Jimmy Savile.
By Gmail.
Baji Rick Scarborough.
Baji Rick Scarpa.
By Gmail.
Baji Brad Schoenfeld.
Baji Kurt Schrader.
By Gmail.
Baji Ed Schultz.
Baji Howard Schultz.
By Gmail.
Baji Benji Schwimmer.
Baji Justin Scoggins.
By Gmail.
Baji John Scott.
Baji Jonathan Scott.
By Gmail.
Baji Ben Seawald.
Vaji Paulo Sagante.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Joel Salonikio.
Vaji Wills.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Dan Senor.
Vaji Ryan.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Will Sessoms.
Vaji Dan Sharp.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Charles Shaughnessy.
Vaji Billy Joe Shaver.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Blake Shelton.
Vaji Michael Sherman.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Martin Scully.
Vaji Kim Schreiner.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Joel Siegel.
Vaji David Seek.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Elias Severio.
Vaji Bob Simon.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Cody Simpson.
Vaji Francis Lake.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Adam Smith.
Vaji Adrian Smith.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Devin Smith.
Vaji Jason Smith.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Tony Snow.
Vaji Tom Snyder.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Aaron Spelling.
Vaji Jerry Springer.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Trevor St. John.
Vaji Greg Stint.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Joel Stein.
Vaji Eric Steinberg.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Greg W. Steinhoffel.
Vaji Ralph Steinman.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Howard K. Stern.
Vaji Rick Steves.
Via Gmail.
Vaji David Stockman.
Vaji John Stoltenberg.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Travis Stork.
Vaji John Stossel.
Via Gmail.
Vaji George Strait.
Vaji Samuel Stuff.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Ed Sullivan.
Vaji Ron Suskin.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Jimmy Swagger.
Vaji Cup Swanson.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Jack Stostak.
Vaji Gay Talise.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Jake Tapper.
Vaji Josh Taylor.
Via Gmail.
Vaji John Tesh.
Vaji Shashi Karor.
Via Gmail.
Vaji the Angry Foreigner.
Vaji Dave Thomas.
Gmail.
Vaji Jason Thompson.
Vaji Keeper Thompson.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Brad Thor.
Vaji Terrell Tilford.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Jose Maria Tomic.
Vaji Mario Tomic.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Joshua Tucholsky.
Vaji Miguel Torres.
Via Gmail.
Vaji Tiago Trader.
Vaji Peter Travers.
Via Gmail.
Baji Alex Trebek.
Baji Francisco Trevino.
Baji male.
Baji Albert Tumanov.
Baji Frank Turek.
Baji male.
Baji Conway Twitty.
Baji Darren Leonor Young.
Baji male.
Baji Chris Van Hollen.
Baji Vanilla Ice.
Baji male.
Baji Stuart Varney.
Baji Jeremy Barron.
Baji male.
Baji Eddie Velez.
Baji Jerry Verdon.
Baji male.
Baji Sam Vila.
Baji Bobby Vincent.
Baji male.
Baji Mark Walker.
Baji Paul Walker.
Baji Chris Wallace.
Baji Mike Wallace.
Baji Jimmy Walters.
Baji male.
Baji Billy Warlock.
Baji Rick Warren.
Baji male.
Baji Douglas Watson.
Baji Matt Weiner.
Baji male.
Baji Jack Welch.
Baji Matt Welch.
Baji male.
Baji Alex White.
Baji Brian White.
Baji male.
Baji Johnny Whitworth.
Baji Chuck Wicks.
Baji male.
Baji Dan Whedon.
Baji Eric House.
Baji male.
Baji George Will.
Baji Walt Wilde.
Baji male.
Baji Brian Williams.
Baji Darnell Williams.
Baji male.
Baji Hank Williams.
Baji Hank Williams Jr.
Baji male.
Baji Don Wilson.
Baji Eddie Wyman.
Baji male.
Baji Rob Whitman.
Baji Rob Woodall.
Baji male.
Baji Bob Woodward.
Baji Robert Woodward.
Baji male.
Baji Lawrence Wright.
Baji Robert Wright.
Baji male.
Baji John A. Yarmouth.
Baji Hussein Yi.
Baji Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah. Baji Dwight Yoakum.
Baji Kevin Yoder.
Baji male.
Baji David Young.
Baji Farron Young.
Baji male.
Baji Dominic Zemprogna.
Baji Mortimer Zuckerman.
Boom! Nice. Very good.
Wow. We finished that really
We
quickly.
did. Crushed that. That felt good. I was in the zone. All right. We have some nice time for some live reads. So what do you guys got? Do you mind taking us off the split?
Sure. I myself don't have anything in particular.
Okay. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's like someone I could request. I don't have like a whole lot of people that are like, you know, at the like super high or whatever, but
Yeah.
there's like I do have somebody I could.
Okay. And then if we
can
run
pull
out, there's plenty of people on the forum being requested, so we'll grab something from there. Cool. All right. Who you got for us?
Yeah. So I actually don't know this guy's name, but I know how to get videos of him. So But I can figure out his name later too, so I can tell you. And
Yeah, you said to me.
but yeah, I figure I would get the watch together link, and that way,
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, that seems good. The red refresh. Thank you.
Might take me a second because my internet is kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, every time I click on a page, it seems to be loading, but it's taking a long time. Okay. Yeah. So here's the link to the room. And there's a video apparently about a baby cleaning a house.
Nice.
Then I just gotta grab the link to a video.
This person?
No, that's just a placeholder
Oh,
video.
gotcha.
Okay. All right. I have the video
Cool.
of him.
This person?
Okay.
Yeah, this is the person. He's a bit old, so it might be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But
This would be D grade media, but we'll see what we can do.
yeah.
We got seriously trained people here, so let's give it a go.
Oh, interesting. His articulation seems kind of percussive, like directive. Perhaps. Kind of the way it's striking as far as the percussiveness. Though he seems like more academic riff, it's a little more subdued. Let's see, yeah, the wrists there were. I'm not seeing tension. I mean, I'm seeing tension. I'm not seeing breaks in his wrists. So I'm leaning towards directive. What are your
Yeah, I was interested. Let's see if we can get to another point where he's there. I was interested. His face is a little bit like it's pretty wide. So I was kind of confused.
Because it could be. I mean, it could be a Zenai, for example. You know, like.
Yeah.
But still.
I was thinking maybe he might be a Nizai or something. But Zenai seems like that definitely could be as well.
Yeah, this one's a toughie.
Yeah, and the videos he's in are you know, they're educational, you know, computer file videos. So there's lots of like visuals and stuff that kind of come up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's logic based, and he seems to have a rather wide and full looking face.
So his name seems to be Brailsford.
Yeah, that's definitely his last name, and he's a professor. So I guess Professor Brailsford will.
David Brailsford looks like.
Oh, nice,
David
nice.
Brailsford.
Yeah, because I looked in the description, it just called him Professor Brailsford.
Not that one. There must be more than one. Or obviously there are more than one David Brailsford. Professor.
Yeah, it seemed to just be seeing computer file videos of him, but I can bring up, you know, more of those.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at another video, or?
That'd be good, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to see another video if we have.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Trying to get it to come up in the watch together. For some reason, let's see. I'll try just putting in his name and see if that works.
Izai, but like maybe possibly an Izai, and yeah, I haven't closed door to that possibility of being an Izai, because I don't necessarily know if that is localized. I'm still taking it in.
Is that him there?
That's him, but that's not him. These are him. Okay, cool.
And there's nothing when he was younger? Like pictures or
maybe pictures. I'm having trouble finding video that's in a different format than this.
Is that him? This picture? Is that him?
No, that's a different person. No.
It's not.
Yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily like localized as emoting. Yeah, because you can see it in, I think on the, more than just the lip plate.
Yeah, it looks like it might be going a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, through the sides of the jawline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards Nizai.
Yeah, I think so too.
But he is tough. Like,
yeah, his age is, I'm finding to be really challenging.
yeah.
like figuring out what's going with the eyes, and yeah, it's
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Could be.
I guess you can see some gesture there.
Yeah, I don't think I'm seeing choppy in his gesturing. Like,
Yeah.
see. No, he's on the right a lot. Seems to be like that could be the momentum. You know. Yeah. Are you good to call it, Ben?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool.
That's an interesting place to pause.
So I say my guess is Nizai. How about you, Ben?
My guess is also Nizai.
All right, he is tough. This is soft read. I like more time with this case because his field is maybe not something we were expecting. He's older and he's got some extra weight, I think.
Yeah.
I believe this is a Vaji.
Vaji, okay. I was
yeah. That makes some sense. Yeah, because I noticed his eyes. They look like they were kind of like.
But he's kind of not expecting.
Not what I was expecting, and it's something about like
right there. That's in the cheeks. That's in the cheeks.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
That's a lot of concern. You're right. I kept being hit by concern, but then I was
yeah, me too. I was like, well, but maybe he's like, he's older or something. Maybe that kind of,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Vaji.
But he has a wide face, extra weight, older,
more rounded
features.
also.
And this field, we see a lot of cerebrals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we saw shades at least, but I mean.
Yeah. We did.
Nice.
All right. Cool.
All right. Who's next? You got another one, or we should you want to pull up we should go to the website and grab the form.
Yeah, I think something from the forum sounds good. I don't really have anyone in particular that's super interesting to me. So.
Yeah, we'll let John Lee go in this one. You kind of scroll through and see what you get. If we have another one, you do the next one, Ben. You kind of scroll through it and see which ones are interesting here.
All right. Okay. How about this one? It's
This is what the video looks like.
he's a YouTuber, so
yes, that's what you work with. That cool?
Yeah.
All right.
So Rick, his name's Rick Anders, a YouTuber. Let me put something up on the watch together. Okay. Okay. He has quite a broad face. He's looking objective to me, unhooded. His mouth is really jumping out at me, his lips, and I'm seeing that could be localized emoting. I'm taking that in. He's talking quite like one word after the other, kind of like ease of articulation, seems like.
Yeah, yeah. I
Can we
get
get
that too,
one
I
where
think.
he's not holding something? That would be helpful.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Okay, G20 in Hamburg. There he is. So he's doing his journalist thing. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. He has a good amount of tension on his gesturing. It's striking me as unifield, like to me, it's kind of striking me as pilot head.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm getting that too. His gesturing too seems like it might be choppy hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As in like pilot, you know.
Right, and I'm just taking in the fact that he has a little bit like his digits have some length to them, but you know, not to say that Xenai can't have longer digits. Just kind of taking that in. But I am kind of leaning towards Xenai right now. I don't know that I'm seeing it in his cheeks.
Yeah, yeah. His emoting seems good, but yeah, I'm not sure if it's going into the cheeks or not.
Yeah, let me see if I can find another video maybe where there's not so much cutting edits, but it probably will be because that's kind of his style of reporting. Yeah, his eyes seem unhooded to me. We have what's his name again? Rick Anders. Rick Anders, here's some pictures. Make sure that he's not like a Baiji.
Yeah, yeah. Could you compare the major?
Yeah, it's
Maybe
interesting.
ones on the bubble.
Where he is a little leaner, and these are interesting pictures. Maybe that is in those cheeks. I need to step back. It could be a Baiji, so I'm kind of don't wanna. Yeah, it'd be this. This might be the day of like Baiji that look like something else. So I better be careful.
It's just a special day. It comes once a year.
Yeah.
It's just like the chance that you're going to come across unusual Vaji just goes way up.
Yeah. They are both in the journalism field quite a bit, reporting and blogging.
Yeah.
So how can we tell one versus the other? It would be the hands. So do they really look choppy or like?
Or is this just got like, or maybe it's just very muscular and
Yeah, he's like because he looks like he filled out. From like some of his from when he was younger. So here's one that's I think no, okay, it's about the same, but his digits, and I commented on this in the beginning. His digits are longish, so I don't know. Trying to see whether when he goes to the right, whether it's cooling or warming, and vice versa. Maybe, or whether we're seeing concern or not. Let's see. So he seems to be emoting a lot in this one. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here's his whole body.
Oh, that's the same person?
No, a friend of his looks like.
Oh, a friend of his. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Like, what happened? I think this could be a Baiji that's a little more full figured. Because if I look at his pictures when he's younger, like this one and this one, kind of like it seems narrow.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Something about him, he looks like in his eyes too. They kind of look, because we just did the Baiji male, and I'm kind of thinking about like some,
Yeah.
Yeah, and his face, in some ways it just looks kind of long. You know what I mean? Like not even.
Yeah.
So, especially when he's, not as, he's thinner, and some of the pictures when he's thinner.
Yeah, like see here in his hands look longer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I think I might be thinking about Vaiji, like something about the eyes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like even when in pictures where his face is a little bit broader, I think I see like this sort of like
narrow of the features, the features, the eyes, and the
very this like density in the eyes. It kind of looks like it might be Vi. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at too. Okay, are you ready to call it on him? You think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a good guess. I'm not sure if I'll get any closer if we keep watching stuff. I don't know. Maybe I will, but.
Yeah, I don't think I will either. So, what's your guess on him?
I'm gonna guess Vaiji, then Zenai on him.
I'm gonna guess Baiji.
He's Vaiji. He was another toughie.
Yay!
toughie.
We got him.
Good research
Yeah,
on
we
that.
got him.
That was good because you saw the hands, and then that kind of made you think more, and you kept investigating and saw all this stuff. I was proud of you guys. That was not an easy one.
That was good, yeah. Yeah, and it's like you look at him more and you're like, wow, actually, you know, he really does look like Faishi. It's like,
Yeah, he had the broadest about him, but he had. I want to notice a couple things when I first saw him that made me think Vaiji. The hands, obviously. The other thing was his hunch. He's kind of hunched a bit more, not like just the forwardness, like the more erect forwardness, more of a hunched forwardness. For example, like leaning forward and resting on an elbow or something is something you see a lot more hunters than pilots doing. Pilots often have more of a girding in their torso, and they don't need to rest. I mean, hence why they don't. What's one of the things that go, they don't tend to hunch as much. The other one though is what you got, Ben, as well, was the density in the eyes. Yeah, they were dense, and I was trying to figure out what that might be. And then once I saw that, if you guys will take a quick look at him, you'll see he actually doesn't do any Zhai resonating. It is on the external. I think we might have the time for one more.
yeah, sure. I actually
One
did,
back?
yeah, I actually did come up with somebody that I can request.
Cool.
Yeah, he's another person from Computer File, and his name is Dr. Mike Pound. And that's him.
The blue. Is it blue and black or?
I remember that. It was from like, I'm not sure what year it was. It was like 2013 or something. Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, it was like a couple years ago. Maybe make sure I get his name. Okay. David Brailsford.
This is a little bit of an older video. I can probably find one that's newer that's higher quality, but.
Yeah, thinking I'm seeing Xi with him, Xi and Zai.
Yeah, I think so too. From the video I've looked at of him.
Like a young Dr. Drew Pinsky that we just saw in the Baiji list.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. Yeah.
Drew Pinsky. Like a him.
Yeah. So I had the sense from him that was kind of like, oh man, you know, it's like I was thinking a lot about like Zaini and Nizai, but maybe he's a Vaiji. You know, I don't know.
I think I'm getting hit with like Xi and concern, and there's hints of Ni, but it doesn't necessarily look momentum to me. It looks like that, you know, polar Ni quality. That's like on the you know, on the halo, but
yeah. I feel like I'm definitely leaning more towards like subjective versus objective. So for me, like if he isn't, like I feel like I'm kind of between Zaini and Vaiji with him right now.
yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it seems a little percussive the way he's articulating and like gesturing.
Because I have seen like some Zaini that are kind of, I don't know.
More crisp.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they have, you know, good articulation and
Mm-hmm.
you know, decent amount of eye, and I don't know.
Yeah, I guess his eyes jumping out, like they're not don't have that immediate brightness that in the momentum mojo does. I don't think, but maybe I'm wrong. But I'm open to both. Yeah, I haven't like closed off to Zaini because you're right. Because it looks like shades. It looks like some sort of shades of those powers.
Yeah.
of I and G and Psi and Ni. It's just a matter of which one. I think though I'm seeing maybe a little more tension in his wrists than in solidness that I would see with the Zaini. And a little more concern too.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely has definitely seems like he has a decent amount of concern. I'm also kind of thinking about the emoting, like is the emoting going into the cheeks?
Yeah, it seems like those little smiles, it seems like the cheeks are impacted. He doesn't have like the high, cheekbones in the structure itself, but it seems like, yeah, there when he's like squinching with concern, that the cheeks were affected. Do we have another video of him?
Yeah, I'll grab another one.
What was his conclusion on the true color of the dress?
I don't know. I mean, it was I don't know. I actually never watched this video. I just kind of pulled it up because it was.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's his name?
His name is Dr. Mike Pound. I can put his in the chat, but
Sure, Mike Pound.
Yep.
Yeah. So like this picture, it looks like in his cheeks are there's emoting.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That does make sense. Huh.
Here, look, that's a pretty relaxed picture.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it looks like a hunter.
Yeah, you don't see like a lot of Zaini like that. I mean, but it could be. I don't know, but.
Him and his husky.
Yeah, I mean, he's a. Is this actually him, or is this someone else? I feel like this might be someone else because I'm like, I looked at some of those pictures. I'm like, is this the same person?
I know that looks very GQ. Maybe it is. He's got GQ, but yeah, no, maybe not. So I'll just look at these.
Yeah, because I saw the Facebook thing. I was like, that might not be the same Dr. Mike. I don't know, because I'm sure there's a lot of people with like, especially the first name.
Yeah, Mike Pound. But this one is him.
Yeah, like that one is definitely him. Yeah.
Yeah, this one seems like.
I think the one with the dog might not be him though. I don't know. It could be. Maybe I'm. And I think the other one maybe looks really similar to him, or maybe it is the same person. And I don't know, but.
It is another Vaishi.
Could be. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I mean he's in I don't know. I mean, like if he is a 5G, that wouldn't be it would be anticipated he would have a lot of Xi because he's he's a computer scientist. But
yeah, I just think I'm seeing with his wrists there's more tension and not as as many breaks as I would see with a Zaini with the spider. And I think I'm seeing also just emoting even on his regular, when he just articulates, I'm seeing more being activated around the sides of his jawline, but just localized G around the lip plate. And then I'm seeing also like the eyes themselves, they have a good amount of Ni, but it's around like more of a halo and polar, and the eyes themselves have more of a density. That's kind of where what I'm seeing. And then I'm getting riffs with certain Vaiji, like journalists and doctors.
So I have K1, K2, K3. And this router knows K1, this router knows K2, this router knows K3. Now, that might seem important, but actually that's quite easy to set up. Like if Hellman's example before, if I pick something with K1, only this router. And if I pick something with K2,
I don't know. I still think maybe he's a Zionee. I'm kind of, because like there's that one picture. I'll send you the link. That I'm really thinking about. Let's see here. I'll put it in the watch together chat. That like this picture. I mean, like, I can see he has a very big smile there, but the lip plate, I'm wondering if maybe that's still kind of chilly. Like right above the lip plate.
I think I'm seeing the cheeks, being activated here on both sides, and on the sides of his jawline as well, not just strictly around the lip.
I still see like he does seem to have like this heavy amount of chilliness in the cheeks, although I'm not sure if like it's just chilliness or if the mowing still is going up.
I think he
like even in that picture, it doesn't really look like a really strong smile. You know, it's like I say it looks strong like around the mouth area, but in the cheeks it's kind of hard to.
It looks like an academic or doctor, like restrained, an academic sort of smile that has a good amount of sigh restraint on it. But to me, I still see the cheeks moving in a way that I don't typically see with a Zionee, and so that's, for me, I think I'm seeing Baiji. So his eyes don't seem to have that brightness of any momentum. And again, I think I'm seeing, G emoting here in the cheek, going above just the midline and above just the localized lip plate. And then his gesturing has more tension.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I look at his cheeks, I'm not really seeing much evidence of the mowing going into them.
Okay. Well, are you good to call
because,
it?
like, I mean, I can see it smiling, but I have trouble seeing it go into the cheeks.
Yeah, I think we're at time, and I think maybe we can call it with the what information we have now.
Yeah, yeah, I think for sure. Yeah.
Cool. So where do you land?
I'm gonna guess Zionee and then Baiji.
I'm gonna go with Baiji based on what I'm seeing. Think I'm seeing.
Baiji. So that's another Baiji for the lists.
Nice.
Yeah, right here. But just in here, I do believe in this photo that I am seeing the cheeks activated. There does seem to be, that tip of the cheek cap, that point over the bridge of the nose to the other cheek. There's like a band of flexation that I believe is a values-based action going there. Yeah. So.
And then the eyes also.
And the eyes, yeah. There's a decent amount of knee there, but like you said, I don't think it's actually overtaking the bi signal. I think I'm seeing a heavier bi signal in there, and the cheeks activated. But because do you sound like you were having a hard time telling apart anyway, right, Ben?
Yeah, I didn't feel very strongly about either guess. I was considering going for either one.
Gotcha. Yeah, but again here, I think that is squinchy on the cheeks. I think that you said kind of like, well, are you seeing the screen that we're seeing, Ben?
Yeah, I'm looking at your screen right now.
You see that one cheek she's got there, like the way it squinches up a mound. The mound kind of like squinches up there. I think that action is something that is only on the values-based mojos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah,
and
I just had
He has a lot of eye, of course, like you said.
Yeah, I think I've seen quite a bit of research equity analysts in my job when I was in investor relations. So these conferences would be full of, VIGs.
Xi strong.
And
probably.
yeah, all of them were very Xi strong because all of them were, experts in analytics, finance analytics, and also computer science. A lot of them have that kind of background, and so they had this look, so they had a good amount of Xi, and a good amount of Ni too, but still, even when they are cooling down with the Xi, you'd still see this band that Coach was describing. That goes, in the cheek and then over the nose and onto the other side. There's even at times can be subtle, but it does get activated.
Yeah, it's hard because you're seeing like a lot of like heaviness in the cheeks, but so it's kind of hard because it's kind of the moding gets mixed in a lot. So like whether you're seeing kind of a mix of like cooling and emoting, or if it's or if emoting actually, or if it is logic based.
That's a good observation. In fact, it kind of brings a subtle thing.
Because like I could see there's definitely like this chilliness in the cheeks, and I had trouble like finding like really, really strong example of the emoting going up, but
yeah. So
but it still is. It's just kind of subtle.
Yeah, it's maybe a cue we'll kind of talk about like a subtle one here. Like is like right here. I believe I'm seeing the cheeks being activated, so that's the values-based angle. But then as far as the Xi heaviness, I do feel. I think you alluded to it a bit earlier that there's like maybe a weight, like a Xi.
Yeah.
More weight because the Xi development, but it does seem like they are activating like a values-based mojo under a weight, as compared to where it just doesn't really seem like it's activating at all. So here this seems like activation with logic-based, weight on it, but still able to flex in that way values-based mojos do, as compared to like the designy where they can have this mouth and then the cheeks really almost don't respond or they don't kind of feel the upward lift. Like right there, the amount his mouth is open, that cheek, and even the other side, you can see the other one too, especially one that's facing forward there, it's lifting a decent amount compared to how much the mouth is moving. Because right there, usually when
yeah, that's true.
When you do that, you'll see it. The energy will come up like that, and then they'll start often to go into trumpet mouth. Like the energy, it doesn't go in the cheeks, so it kind of goes into like a rather noticeable, localized pucker. Very cool.
Yeah, it starts getting like really strong around the lip area, but it doesn't go up further. It's like it's kind of interesting in a certain way. Like the values-based mojos, like the emoting is really strong, but it also kind of is very broad sometimes, especially like if you have a lot of when they have a lot of they're modulating a lot. It kind of feels like it's spreading out a lot, sort of in a way.
Yeah, it's true. So it's
whereas logic-based mojos that have really good emoting, it feels like it's like really strong in just this one area,
Yeah, totally. Very true.
Yep.
Very nice. That was good. That was a good session. Those were
Yeah, that's so funny that we did Baiji today, and all of the samples in the libraries were all Baiji.
They're both Baiji, and it's so unexpected because I've requested, like, so many of the people I requested were like Nai-Z or Zenai. But then I guess computer file, maybe it might be kind of a Baiji bubble. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I saw the first guy, the older guy. I was like, oh man, this is tough. Because I was like, kind of felt a pull of Nizai because the shades. And as you noticed, like his movement with the hands, I was thinking, is this an IG? And then I couldn't make it reconcile. And I was like, no, Baiji? Like there, I saw it. I was like, that's going to be hard to see. that's going to be a tougher one. At least the other guy had younger pictures. It was easier to pick it out.
Yeah.
When you didn't have the weight on it. Although even if you look back, once you see it, you could see the hunch and the density in the eyes.
That's so funny because two of them were from computer files, so another one was a random one from YouTube, from the forums, read requests. So, but they all were Baiji today. It was like
nice
synchronicity.
All right,
nice.
That was a great session.
Yeah.
We can call it for tonight, and then Ben, you can expect the first pass of the media grading to be to you early in the week.
Okay, sure.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
Look for that. Okay, and then I will see you next Sunday. And if you have anything else you want to talk about, just let me know.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll let you know if there's anything. Oh, and can we go off camera for just a little bit?
Bye, world.
Bye, world.